Switch over here too. We should be live.
It says we've been live for about 8 seconds.
Okay. Well, I always like to make sure. Is this off? This is off. Okay. Easier moderation. Okay, quit giving me tips and tricks. I'm trying to do something right now.
Trying to work.
Email this to me like y'all email every darn thing else. Okay. I have a quote I have to read too, so let me pull it up.
Okay.
All right. There we go. Hi, Jules. How you doing?
Okay.
There's some people in here now. There they go.
Hello, hello.
Now we're going? Nice. Yes. Hello.
So I have Red Lentil Healing and Sienna Rose joining me today. Y'all say hi. Well, not y'all, but y'all in the chat say hi. I don't know, David. I really don't. I'm gonna stop making predictions. It's I don't know if these. I seen protests, and they happen every week, so I cannot tell you anymore. I don't know anymore.
Every time there is one, I'm like, Johnny.
Yes, and I don't know when it stops or when it started. I don't know.
It's just happening right now, though.
Yes. It seems like there's one every stinking week.
Yeah. And I don't foresee that ending like you said, Johnny, anytime soon.
Mm-mm. They're all over the world. Everybody's protesting right now. Yep. They're rioting. First of all, I understand anger. I understand reaction. I understand the feeling of helplessness. I even understand that. But don't tear up your own stuff. That's number one. Number two, all those people with those businesses did not do anything to you. Now they have no business to go back to because you set it on fire. Don't tear up your own neighborhood. If you want to tear up something, go to town hall, tear that up. Let the people who work there understand how mad you are. Don't tear up your whole neighborhood. You still got to live there. You still got to work there. You still have to commute there. But there you go. I understand the anger. Just quit tearing up your stuff. You don't want somebody to come tear up your house because they're mad.
If you're mad, call, make sure go out, make sure all 18 and under are registered to vote.
That's what you can do. Yeah. Put some energy into that. Because I just, yesterday, what store was that? I forget. It was people lined up down the block in 92-degree weather to try to get in the store when it opened on noon Sunday because they wanted shoes or whatever it was they sold. If you can line up for sneakers, you can line up to vote.
Yes, sir. Very simple.
Session closed. I ain't gonna preach no more, but I have to tell you that. So I always start after 5 minutes, so just give people time to file in. But while we wait, for those who don't know, Tallulah's Tarot, she's out of commission today, so she'll join us some other time. But she has written 2 books. One's called A Grain of Salt, and the other one is called, should have wrote it down, something about the major arcana. I'll try to link it down in the thing. But she's written 2 books. She also is the person behind our store, the Teespring store, which I'll also link down in the description, which is probably there anyway. Sienna Rose Metaphysical does Reiki treatments, even remotely Reiki treatments, and tarot readings. Red Lentil Healing also does chakra and how do you call it? I'm going to mess that word up. Not shamanistic. Is it shamanistic?
Shamanic.
Shamanistic. That sounds demonistic. Shamanic.
I knew your intentions are good.
And so y'all email for more information and also chakra healings. Do not ignore your chakras. Do not. Your overall well-being, your overall health, the way you function through life. Sometimes you feel a certain way. You don't know why. Check those first.
Yep. Do
not ignore them. They are easy to ignore because we don't usually know a whole lot about them, but definitely do not ignore them.
They're called wheels of life for a reason.
All right, so we will start in the spirit of Sienna and do a energy reading, but I wanted to change it a little bit and see what it is we should focus on post-Trump as a worldwide society. Post-Trump, what should we focus on? Because we as humans kind of got a little out of control here for these years.
We're a little pumped up right now. Tiny bit turns.
Yes. First card I get is Will. Remember this again. Do not ignore your chakras. Yes, you have willpower, but your willpower is tainted by what's going on in your metaphysical health. So make sure you are all right. You cannot feed others when your table is empty, so make sure you take care of yourself first. And that doesn't mean you have to be selfish, because there's nothing selfish about self-maintenance. You have to take care of yourself first. Growth. This is the biggest thing we have to do, and assessing. Realizing that the world is actually not that bad. The media spun 24/7 the discord between all of us, but it's not that bad. It really isn't. Just assess what's actually going on around you and make sure that no matter what, you grow. Everything that doesn't grow dies. So make sure you do that.
Pardon?
What you?
Oh, okay. All right. First of all, I have here the Chariot. We're going to be focusing quite a lot on how we can move forward from everything that we've just been through in the last few years. I have as well 2 of Pentacles and, oh, the camera is backwards. I keep forgetting here. And the Lovers. With the 2 of Pentacles, we're going to need to really reevaluate what some of our priorities are. You know, is it love for others and the self, or is it money? Is it resources? Is it material gain? We need to also focus on how can we take care of each other? How can we take care of ourselves? How can we, I think we've seen the lack of compassion that humanity is capable of with, you know, the government lately, but how can we fix that so that we can heal and go forward? We need to go within, connect with spirit to learn about how to heal ourselves, but also the best ways for us to live our own lives, the best kind of choices that we can make, and how we can help others. I did pull 2 oracle cards. The first one says, stay strong in your faith. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset so that sort of, to me, goes along with weighing the priorities and, you know, considering loving others as more important. And then the last card I have says life lessons. You can break free from recurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and the blessing they contain. So learning how to move forward so that this doesn't happen again.
From a chakra perspective, we've got 2 ends of the spectrum. So we've got our base chakra, which is our connection to earth. Then we also get our crown chakra, which is our connection to universe. And in the middle, we have our solar plexus chakra, which is our house of fire, our willpower. We are going to be so physically drained, so exhausted from 4 years of just chasing the rat, chasing the tiger. Oh my gosh, everything's an emergency, that we're going to really need to take our physical health a priority. I'm going to bet a lot of people are going to realize that, yes, the physical impact of this PTSD world that we've been living in for the last 3 years is going to become apparent. We we are going to need to take care of our physical health first and foremost. We also need to hug a lot of trees and really just get grounded. This is a time for us to realize we are all connected to Mother Earth. We are no different from each other. We are all human beings. Mama Earth is what ties us together. So a lot of grounding is going to need to take place. A lot of people have felt for the last 4 years that they have had no control, and everything that they try to do was taken away from them. Guys, remember, we have willpower. There are things you can do. And so this is going to be a time of healing your solar plexus chakra and remembering to be assertive. Yes, you do have a voice. What you do does matter and has positive impact. So we're going to need to take time to work on that solar plexus chakra. And again, we need to work on our crown chakra. Talk to universe, whatever your spiritual connection is, even if it's no spiritual connection. Let's take some time to go, how did we get here? And how do we make sure we don't do this again? So asking the universe for a lot of guidance.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kathy, by the way, too. Well, speaking of universe and connection to Mama Earth, let's do a little look at climate change. It has rained green snow in Antarctica because the temperature has risen and the ice is breaking, and algae and fungi and all the other gross stuff is coming out and is causing the snow to turn green in places. Thank you, Renee. And this is not good. This is not a good thing whatsoever, which they tell you as well, once the ice breaks, then the sea level rises and bye-bye Florida. So let's, I mean, not that I'm shedding tears, but still, I know a couple people here and I don't know if they can swim. So what is going forward with climate change? Is the next administration going to do anything about it? At least try. I personally don't even know how you fix it, but there are people who studied this sort of thing. Will you rely on them? Will they at least try? Because I'm kind of tired of you not believing people until the worst happens. Like,
exactly.
When they tell you the warning signs, believe that part.
Believe it. Guess what? Science is not the boogeyman.
It is not.
You know, it's for real.
Your world works for a reason. They just tell you how. Thank you, Queen, because that's Tarot Poet. That is the name of the thing.
Yeah. I think it is. So there's a lot more going on in the background with the moon. So there's some deception, but I do see Ace of Pentacles. So that's my yes card. There is going to be, you can't see that. So why am I even trying? And unicorns. I want to show my unicorn. There you go. So yes, he is, because it's also got him in the center with the King of Cups. There's a Queen of Wands in here. I feel that's AOC. So they're going to try to do something, but it's, how do I put this delicately? It ends with the Five of Pentacles being left out in the cold. They're going to try really hard. This is, you guys, the damage that was done in 4 years is going to take 8 to 10 to fix. So you changing that mindset from people who first of all, who didn't believe it was real to begin with, and then people who are going to be already not wanting to listen to him because of the Democratic Party and it's the leftists and whatever. I don't want to say their efforts are going to be in vain, but it's going to be hard to do anything that will be adopted by the masses.
What you get, Sienna?
Well, with the Hermit, I have that there's going to be a lot of hindsight, a lot of introspection, and they're going to be like, it's kind of this like, oh shit moment. They realize what has been lost. And I have again with Two of Pentacles reevaluating what the priorities are. You know, what should we spend the most time, money, and energy looking at? I think they're also aware that there are still going to be some out there that like they're going to be really resistant to change. They have like, you know, material gain and stuff that comes with like denying the problem and not fixing the problem and focusing on other things. I do have with the star, with the star, they're going to try and do the right thing. They're going to try and do the best with what they have, but they understand that it's going to be difficult and they might face a few disappointments with my Page of Swords over here.
Yeah.
So there's a running theme with this whole, some of it may be lip service and some of it is genuine. And I think we need more of the genuine and less of the lip service. Here with the High Priestess and the Page of Pentacles, there will be an invested interest. I'm hearing the words exploratory committee. So there will be a go out and find the solution committee. Like, you know, there's something we can do. We can cut emissions. We can carbon tax. We can this, and this. But I don't feel strength from this being a Page of Cups. It just seems to be too much. I think for the situation we're in, this is too weak of a response.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be a drastic response, especially since we spent 4 years going backwards.
Yep.
So you need something to go forward in a large leap. I have the Moon and the Lovers, which means that there is an agenda that is a bit deceptive. Underneath, on the surface, it looks nice. Underneath, there's something a little self-indulgent about it, because I get the support here, but she's accompanied by the devil. And then there's the Nine of Cups, so they get something out of it. So my thing ending in the Five of Swords does not give me the greatest of hope, but I will remain optimistic that at least they will try something.
Yeah.
Instead of what we're doing now, which is not just not doing anything, we're actually going backwards.
We're seeing everything.
I mean, that's worse is doing nothing. At least doing nothing, we're standing still. But going backwards means the people who are coming next now have to go forward, get to the spot they were in, and then progress.
They have twice the amount of work.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess we hope for the best on that one. It just we'll keep your fingers crossed.
Take care of Mama Earth. She needs us.
So that leads me to the other question. Will we ever stop? Well, that feels like a no before we begin, but let's look. Will we ever stop nuclear testing? Because Trump wants to do it too. You cannot keep setting off bombs full of chemicals on the planet and nothing happens. Like the air, the ground, the water, or the soil, that stuff stays damaged forever. And so can we ever stop doing this? I don't have the highest of hopes about that either, but I'll try not to project. It's bad enough you have enough guns and ammo and bombs to kill everybody on Earth 40,000 times, but you need to keep doing it for whatever reason.
I think I know what I got for this one.
Go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have both King of Swords, King of Wands. This is showing me different world leaders, multiple people that are going to try to push for like an end to this. However, there's a lot of backlash that's going to come. There's a lot of corporations. There's a lot of people that would benefit from, continuing to test. And there might be a little while where not a lot of nuclear testing seems to happen with the Hermit. And there might be a little while where some people are like really looking into it and doing some researching the type of damage, like you were talking about, how that damage doesn't go away. And then I do have, there might be, and maybe not all over the world, but at least in some places, there is going to be like a stop to it, some kind of, regulations passed. But what I have is that there are people who are going to continue to do it anyways.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't care. It's too profitable. There's too much that they can gain from it.
Too much indecision around it. There are some people, I get the King of Swords and the Chariot. There are some people who want to move away from this. Let's start something new. because it's got the Ace of Wands behind it. So let's have a new thought behind this. However, behind that, again, my beautiful indecisive unicorn here with the Two of Wands, head over heart, what do we do? I've got these corporations and they're saying, hey, but you know, if you do this, we can test this and we can test this and that will help. And look at how we can all get along, right? There's more good than bad, but they're like, but it's still kind of, isn't that still kind of icky? Isn't that still kind of bad? We shouldn't do it. And then, but something's going to happen that's going to cause a change perspective with the hanged, should be the hanged man, but see, hanged unicorn. I think good will eventually, I don't think it'll be this next generation, but I do think a generation or two to come, there will be a change.
I think when I get all the same cards y'all pretty much got. I got the King of Swords and the Ace of Wands as well. There are world leaders who like to flex muscle, who think that this makes their country look tough, that they can blow things up in seconds. There will always be the Kim Jong-uns of the world, the immature ones who were, as soon as you finish working on it, let's test it out and blow something up.
Boys like to blow things up. Guys like fire. you know?
There's just only so many times you're going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
That you're going to see an effect that you cannot reverse. And thank you, Pam. These immature, I swear, I think it's part of the mutation since every male used to be female at conception. And I think once they mutate into full-blown men, there's just something in there that just snaps and they become irrational beings, and they are responsible for all the destruction and the death on this earth, slavery and Trail of Tears. All of that has been perpetrated by a man somewhere.
Yep.
And there is just this thing, if they can get that out, then I think we can move forward to something. Now, not to say there hasn't been horrible women, but it's primarily men. And they just, if they can get the little boy out and become just the full-fledged man, then we can change this. But this judgment card means that this is a recurring thing with some people. Thank you, Suzanne. Will always be this way. And then some people thinks it's going to flex muscle and you have the devil involved. And then some people are okay with not blowing things up. So I think it will continue because it just is one of them things that will never, ever change.
I don't see it happening to stop it happening for, well, it's going to be a couple generations, unfortunately. And unfortunately, by that time, it's too late. I'm not trying to make light of this, but seriously, when you've got kids showing up with 18 fingernails and five toes per toe, you know, like, and you wonder, well, how did this happen? You were pumping grossness into the earth. Where do you think this comes from? It's going to come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has to. Well, speaking of grossness, let's talk about Donald Trump for a second here. What sort of Donald Trump? We'll talk about Joe Biden's attitude towards Donald Trump post-election. If Donald Trump loses, because right now he's starting early with saying there's voter fraud and mail-in ballots is fraud and Twitter is leading to fraud and everybody's doing fraud but him. Definition of projection.
Right.
But what is Biden's attitude towards Trump after the election? Is he going to be petty like I would be? Is he going to be the bigger person like I would not be? Like, how is he going to act if he gets elected?
Not to mention that little book that's going to be left on his desk talking about everything that the previous administration did. You know, like.
I cut the deck and immediately got one of the, Trump cards and judgment. Serious judgment.
We're done. We don't need to read on this anymore. Sienna solved it.
I would just not be the best person in the world.
I'm a real petty hoe. Please.
It would be hard to
Me too.
It would be hard to take the high road on that one.
I got a cape in my closet right now so I can be super petty every time. I'm telling you. I put that sucker on and fly around the house.
Do not think because I've got all of these healers, chakra, shamanism, blah, 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 that I am not a human being. I'm a petty hoe. I'm a real petty hoe.
I'm very petty. I like that about myself, though.
I do too.
I like being petty because it makes me feel good.
I was telling, super quick side note, my friend was saying how their spouse, they're working, like their desks are facing each other at home. And they're like, my spouse keeps kicking me. It's getting on my nerves. I was like, oh, real easy. Put on some cowboy boots, sit on a little elevator chair so your feet are dangling. So as your feet dangle, you know, you may bump into him, may not. See how long your husband keeps kicking you. Mm-hmm. She's like, God, that's genius. I'm like, what's that? Is I thought of that immediately and didn't have to think.
You didn't need no blueprint or nothing.
Nothing. I was like, I need help. Oh, Black Buddha, be with me.
Divine guidance.
Such a petty hoe. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well, interesting.
This is interesting.
Mm.
It starts off with me with Biden. I'm gonna get a clarifier. Is this he's kind of washing his hands of the petty person and which is the celebrated person, which is at that time is Donald Trump, followed by the devil, all of his horrible actions, because Biden knows that there's going to be some justice coming at the end. By the way, for those of you paying attention, yes, my fingernails do match my cards. That was accidental. That was not on purpose.
I love it.
I think he may get in there and there's just so much bigger things he needs to do. But emotionally, he's like, this man was such a flustercluck.
Mm.
I've got bigger things to do. I've got to fix what this man did.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. What you get, Sienna?
I got a very similar thing. First of all, Six of Cups, it's like, look how childish he was. He's really going to call him out for that childishness. Look at the mess that I'm stuck with now. Mm. Look at all of this work I have to do.
Yeah.
And then this is basically like saying, I hope I can do a good enough job to undo some of this damage. Mm-hmm. Like it's just more overwhelmed by, oh my God, look at the mess that this child left.
That child.
So Biden wants to go forward quickly. I got two cards that say the same. This one's slow, this one's fast, which means he'll go and he'll do the slow and steady wins the race, and then he'll sick his dogs on the intruder. Mm-hmm. So why he looks like he's going to be the bigger person? No, I mean, it's kind of hard to be when somebody came at your family like that. The White House and the Two of Wands. I'm not believing Two of Swords. I'm not believing the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is like an indecision. I don't really know what to do. I'm at a stalemate. I'm kind of walking blind in the dark. I always say no choice is still a choice because the world still moves on. And it's going to present you with the new problem that you now have to deal with in addition to the old one. So you still make a choice, even if you make no choice. I clarified them with the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Swords. Communications about go get him, put him in jail. Not that he's going to jail. Don't start turning cartwheels. I'm just saying that he is going to sick his dogs on the intruder.
Yeah.
Okay. There's your King of Swords. There's your confusion. So and all that accompanies the Eight of Pentacles, which I clarified with the Five of Cups and the Hierophant. He is going to use the full extent of whatever he can do off camera, as they say, to sort of stick it to Trump. He is going to be petty boots. He's just not going to do it in public.
Yeah.
But this is why you have tarot readers, because I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. It ends in the Empress. He will be the bigger person in the image. He can show the soft side. He can show the forgiveness of his water sign and say, even though, anyway, he can show the softer side and say, I forgive the indiscretions of Trump. Meanwhile, whoever his AG is has got their teeth sunk in his,
That's I got when I got the justice card. And I see him going, like, right as he's trying to get riled up about something, he's like, ooh, I got a name. Really, Spirit? Okay, I'm okay. Don't worry, Kamala's got it. Okay, I need to go do this. Okay. Yeah, Kamala's got it. Okay, she's got it. Okay.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Because she can be petty boots too. I can see it.
That's gonna be beautiful.
I think there's a little bit of petty hoe in all of us, honestly.
It's good to be. Thank you, Joanna.
No, in the chat, please embrace your petty hoe. It'll just make your day that much better.
It's not the same as revenge. Revenge has a different kind of spirit. Petty is like setting up someone to fail, not actually going at them. So it's a little different. Embrace your pet. Well, I embraced my petty. You do what you want to do. You know, I tell you over here, don't let nobody tell you what to do.
And if you can't set them up to fail, you can do as my great friend Mike Penman says, you can sit back. So when that window of opportunity presents itself, you can just crack it open and sit there with your drink and be like,
I'm pointing and laughing. That's what I'm doing.
And that's what
Okay, well, while we're on the subject of horrible people and being petty, where you at in my time of need right now?
OG, there you go.
We're going to talk about Rush Limbaugh. He has stage 4 lung cancer, I think, right?
I think that's what it is.
And he made a statement. He said he was not going to be a lung or a cancer patient on the air. Like, he's not going to sit and talk about it every day and all these type of things. But these are his quotes. Close your ears if you're sensitive. But I vowed not to be a patient on the radio. I vowed to shield as much of that from the daily program as I can. I have to tell you, it's kicking my ass. I feel virtually worthless and virtually useless. I said he would have depression.
He did.
I said that, but that kind of coincides with the person who gets progressively sick anyway, but he does have it. It's the price you pay if you make the decision to go ahead with the treatments and try to prolong your life. Not smoking cigars every day, but he said, but he's extremely well, all things considered. So let's check on his well-being and see if he is well, all things considered.
I want to look at. I'll put the cards down so I don't project this. Let's say he lives, whether he lives 5 minutes, 5 months, 15 years from now. What does he need to work on in his energetic body to make a full crossing to a new life? Not just a dead life, just new and improved life.
What does he need to do to get better?
Yeah.
Spiritually speaking. Now, you do that because I don't. I don't really care if he gets better or not.
Okay.
I think he's vile. Myself. I think I dislike him intensely, like more than Trump. Trump, I understand Trump. So there's a part of me that feels like this much compassion for him because he ain't right. And I can see, because I know a Trump, so I can see where he come from. That one, he spews hatred for money, and that I don't like. Trump is just stupid. Limbaugh is not stupid. He is calculating with his grossness, but that's me projecting, so let me stop.
I hated him before he went after the Duke basketball team.
Mm-hmm. I want to see, I'm going to do a general. See what comes up.
Well, I know what I've got here. Now, I did pull some cards like Kathy was saying about like his energetic, body and those kind of choices and stuff. I have that, first of all, he needs to learn with the magician that all of his actions have consequences, whether he sees or experiences the consequences or not. And that his intentions and what he thinks about actually creates his reality. He doesn't understand that completely. It's either a specific woman or it's just this general like woman energy that he needs to apologize to a woman. There was somebody in his life, there's something like really wrong that happened and he needs to make that right somehow. And then I have the death. I mean, he might have to actually, physically die from this body because he's so sick, but also these need to happen before a major transformation can take place within him, like within his soul, within his energetic body. I did pull some cards for just like, how is he doing right now? Just him as a dude on Earth, whatever. I mean, nope, this one. He's secure with his belongings, like he's secure at home, he's comfortable with that stuff, but it's not saving him. His money can't save him, his material stuff can't save him, even though he tries to find that comfort in it. 6 of Cups, he is longing for better times. He's very nostalgic for, I guess, for the past when he was healthier and when he felt like he could do anything. He feels with 5 of Swords as though he's being betrayed, like either the universe has betrayed him or his body has betrayed him or something. He's actually just really miserable, just like incredibly salty and like, I don't know, just feeling kind of sorry for himself is what I'm getting with this one. My last card is with Hangman. A change in perspective is coming for him. But right now, he doesn't see that. He feels like he's screwed, like he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't in life. So I don't know if that's considered like good, all things considered, but that's what I got.
You want to go, Johnny? You want me to go?
Yeah, let me do the petty first, and then we'll end with the adult part.
Oh, no, because I'm not going to be very adult. Okay.
But I'm pretty much echoing Sienna's message. I get the Moon and the Hierophant. This is together, they turn into a completely different type of card here. It's basically, like I said before, those nights when your body burns and it aches from chemo and all these type of things, and everybody who's in the hospital bed has no choice but to look up. And so there is some pleading. There is some, can you help me? Are you there? It's me, Chelsea, type of thing. There is a woman and there's some sort of something he has. I get that too. I don't know what that's about, but I'll skip that because I'm not really interested in the other people because I don't want to be too petty. But there is the 9 of Cups. There is this desire to cheat death, to beat death, to recover from this, to show the world he can. I'm not going to say he's not because I don't want to predict death, but my fingers aren't crossed and they're not crossed on purpose. There is the Hand of Fate. Forces beyond your control intervene. I've never believed this. This is going back to religion, if I can take a side road here. They have this thing in religion where they say God tests you. I've never really been one to agree with that philosophy of God testing you, because some people, let's say some people go through chemo and they are sick and they keep a high spirit. Oh, God's got me. He's going to heal me, whatever they get healed. Okay, that was just something God was testing me. I'm fine now. And then there's some people who go through it and life is dark and they commit suicide. So did they fail the test? Why would God set you up for that type of failure? If he's all-knowing, then he should know that at the end of this road, you weren't going to make it. So I just think that this is part of life. Life happens to everybody. So it's not a test from God. It's just life. It happens. But he has this thing to where he feels as though he's going to beat it. And this is not a test. This is just part of life. You've done this over the years of your life. You have lung cancer because you smoked all the time. I mean, Not judging, I'm just saying. So there is this thing that is intervening, but it is not giving you the sickness. It is telling you that in sickness, you should draw closer to your source. That now I can write you off as a horrible person. Spirit will never give up on you. And so you have the chance right now to draw closer to your source. You don't have to prove it to me that you're a good person. You just have to connect to that source and say, okay, I've been a horrible person my whole life. Let me change that now. So it's intervening, accept it or not. That's what I get though.
Your sacral chakra is all about three main things: your house of emotions, your house of creativity, your house of pleasure. Okay? There's no coincidence that there are also three issues going on within Russia's sacral chakra. Okay? When you get, first and foremost, the overall sacral chakra, this is a man devoid of emotion. This is a man who does not know how to balance his emotion, does not know how to attach any emotion to himself. Therefore, he cannot properly attach them to other people, because that takes having some kind of self-reflection and awareness of your own emotions. He also needs to work on his relationships with others. This is miserable. I would be very surprised. I would not be surprised if his circle around him is actually small. If there may be people kind of just sitting back and waiting and plotting to see what happens. Relationships, you guys remember, is all about intimacy, acceptance, and trust. They don't trust him because he doesn't trust them. And he's had a lifelong history with this. When you guys were saying woman, there's a woman that he needs to make amends with, a woman, something that happened. Is it woman or women? Because he gets also the sexuality card.
I wasn't sure.
This is about pleasure. Things that he found pleasure in previously, you're going to have to change that mindset. You're going to have to come through with a whole new set of what do you find, what gives you pleasure? Was it, and when you guys were saying there's a woman, I saw something not very nice, but I don't think it's not to that woman. I think it's multiple women. Are you a creepster?
I think so.
Next, you have your throat chakra. Please, for the love of everything holy, if you get through this, learn to be honest. Speak the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
That's what that was.
Yeah, speak the truth. Stop lying. Stop saying whatever you want to say, throwing out these flagrant lies for money and for divisiveness. Just stop. That's not going to serve you in this next life, if you will. And then last but not least, he needs to work on his third eye chakra with seeing. Listen, homie, see with your third eye as well. There's way more to life that you can perceive when you just shut the hell up and just sit back and listen.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be the one in the limelight all the time. Okay? This is all about perspective, truth, knowledge, and clarity. The picture becomes so much more clear when you shut up and you observe with this eye and with these two eyes. Work on that.
So that was, I'm gonna move on from that because I had something. But from the gross to the grotesque, one more, Giuliani.
Oh.
So people have been asking, where's Giuliani? Giuliani has a radio show. Did we all know this?
No.
Yes, he has a radio show. I forget what it's called, but Uncovering the Truth. That's that's his the title of his show. Uncovering the Truth.
Oh.
So here's a little irony on the show that I've just screenshot.
Other than the title.
Yes.
Okay.
He's going through a divorce.
I can't.
I can't.
Within that divorce,
Freaking thought.
there is his ex-wife, soon to be ex-wife, is accusing him of having an affair with some woman. And that in particular woman was his guest on his Uncovering the Truth show.
Now that's a petty hoe.
Uncovering the truth. His first
That's just a hope.
was a woman by the name of Maria Ryan. She was on his show.
Wow.
She is the CEO of a New York or New Hampshire hospital. It's a really small hospital, but she is the head of it. And she was his medical expert. She is not a doctor, from what I read, but she could be, I don't know. She was his medical expert on the show where they were saying that the world should be taking hydroxychloroquine. And so his divorce from his third wife has his alleged mistress on his show called Uncovering the Truth, where they're touting a fake coronavirus solution. So, but I want to know, after all of that, that was just the petty part. After all of that, is Giuliani also benefiting from hydroxychloroquine, like his boss, Donald Trump? Because he's saying that it is the solution. Now, he's denying the affair with Maria, but you know her somehow.
Right.
Because you've just been hanging around New Hampshire hospitals, I guess.
When you live in New York.
Yeah. Lord Jesus. Now, mind you, back in 2019, they went to a White House dinner together. So I'm just saying, somebody knows somebody when the lights go out.
You bring a side chick in front of the soon-to-be old chick to talk about your money. Okay. Drake could not have written a better rap lyric. Wow.
I kind of have just a short answer for this one. I have two of wands. Like, he's taking it, he's waiting for like the benefits, like he's waiting for it to like start working, or to feel whatever he's expecting to feel from it. But he's going to be unsatisfied with how this works out with that Four of Cups. He's kind of being a fool for this drug, for this the company that's like obviously paying him to talk about this. He's being a fool for them because there's stuff that he doesn't understand that he's still trying to promote, but there's stuff like he doesn't really know. And I think if he knew it, he would be less likely to promote it. And that's why he's being purposely kept in the dark.
I think he knows it. There's some despair here. I think he may already know it. Keep going. I think he already knows.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What you get?
So the main male is crossed by despair. So he is the main male crossed by despair. He is trying to use this, working with this privileged lady, so his side piece against the soon-to-be whatever, Giuliani, the triangle of buffoonery on this one, working with this this privileged lady, the one that he chose. They have this agreement to try to come together to try to push this, because this is all about sudden wealth. So yes, there's something that they get in the background. They're both on the take and they're trying to get money. Pushing this drug benefits them. That's why they're out doing this. Yes, he's crazy, but you gotta be pretty bold to have the side piece on your radio show talking about a drug.
Mm-hmm. Who gonna stop it? So I get that there is something that he doesn't know. There's the investment part. There's some money that is being held up. That's he's out spouting this and he hasn't seen his return. I get the Knight of Wands. So here's him and his talking, and here's the Eight of Swords. Like this is contract. So this is he's in it. He's trying to be in it to win it, but there's nothing coming back yet. I get the Ace of Wands. There's that action, and then it stopped with the Ten of Swords. I don't know if he's not going to get it at all or what, but the Three of Wands and Three of Swords, like he always gets to the precipice of it. He gets to the edge, and then nothing happens.
Oh, that explains why I got Four of Cups too.
Yeah. And then I get the Lovers. So he's got an agreement for, hey, I'll get on my Uncovering the Truth radio show and spout drugs and this and this. And here at this card ends it, the Nine of Pentacles. This is saved up money. So he doesn't have it yet. But he's going to keep doing his talking because there's some strength around his message. But I think somebody might bamboozle, or he was not going to get as much money as he thought.
Yeah. I shuffled and asked, does he know? Or does he not know? Does he know? And I get the despair card again. So either he knows and it's not come together for him, or like you both said, he doesn't know, and then it's going to cause a lot of despair.
But I think he knows what he needs to know if somebody is deceiving him. I think it's on the other side. I think he knows what he has and what's set into place based on what they told him.
Yeah.
And I think they went with your high priestess card you got, and there's something else he doesn't know. This is like when the swindler gets swindled.
Yeah.
And I think it could also possibly be that hydroxychloroquine is not taking off like they thought it would. And so he's not getting as much money as he thought he would. Giuliani. What is it? Over. Jesus. Okay. So you said, is Trump going to sue Twitter?
Yeah.
Let's look and see.
Is he going to sue? Because if you guys look, the executive order was, some of it was, what's the word I'm looking for? My brain just stopped.
He's trying to amend Section 230 or trying to get rid of it.
Some of it was leaked today. If you guys watched, I read on this earlier today, and this is about the outcome card was, I think it was like the Nine of Pentacles, something about money, wanting to get money. Like Johnny said, the section 203, 95, 44, 777, 93, 11 is about being able to sue. So if I can't shut you up, can I just make you broke? So can I sue you and go after you?
And William Barr said in a statement, something I'm paraphrasing now, we need to look at it and see how we can amend it, basically, because they can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
But they want to amend it to where it works for Trump.
I can't with them anymore. They make my stomach hurt.
So is he going to sue?
Well, then where is he going to post?
Right. It's like you're not smart enough to realize that if you sue them, if you make them go belly up, you have nowhere else to talk. Nobody else is. Where else are you going to spout your mess? How else are you going to get your little minions to, go out in these streets and wreak havoc? That's all via social media, dummy.
And why don't you boycott?
Right.
Because now you have nowhere to go. Thank you, SO.
For crying out loud.
I get the victory card is the first one with the 6 of Wands, but the 7 of Cups came out with it, which means that he is going to spout a message about how he's got victory over Twitter, which he really doesn't. But I mean, if it comes out of his mouth, somebody is inclined to believe it. So that's all that really matters. And that one, the 7 of Wands, there's the defending, the 10 of Wands. This is a lot more work than is necessary. So I don't see that he's actually going to go through with that. But he is going to do a victory lap and say he got Twitter.
Even though he didn't.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what? Yeah, we knew that's his MO. That's how he always goes.
Yeah.
Sienna.
Well, again, I have 2 of Wands. He's kind of looking at what his options are right now. What can he do about it? I also got 7 of Cups, except, you were talking about how he's going to be gaslighting and spewing all that misinformation. I think there's that too, but he also doesn't really know what he's doing. He doesn't understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
However, there's somebody with King of Cups, probably like a lawyer, somebody he's working with, whatever, is going to try, and I don't think this is going to happen, but they're going to try for this to happen, get them to settle out of court so that he can get something, get some kind of prize, basically. They're going to try, but.
Did you get 7 of Cups?
Mm-hmm.
7 of Cups, yeah.
Yep, I got it too. This judge, he's going to try to sue. It's not going to, because I start off with the star, which is a yes card for me. He's going to try to create some confusion, but at the end of the day, judgment, nope, it's not going to work in his favor.
Did you want to do the Florida mom?
Yeah, those of you guys who are watching the news, there was this, I think it was a week or two ago, there's an Amber Alert out for this autistic boy that's in southern Florida around Miami area. A couple of days later, he was found dead. So it was just very heartbreaking, very tragic. Initially, I believe the mom said that she had stated to the police that he was kidnapped by 2 Black men. I'm pretty sure I'm getting the story right. Come to find out, after retrieving the boy, getting the DNA, doing all the forensics, it was actually, and then she ended up confessing that it was her. She dumped him in the creek because she said that it was too hard being his mom. It was too much. The struggle was too real for her, and so she's the one who killed him. I want to know what's next for her. We're going to throw the book at her, throw her under Florida before it sinks off into the Atlantic Ocean. What are they going to do with her? That's really disgusting to blame it on somebody else, and then the whole thing is disgusting. So I just wanted to see what's going to happen with her.
And that does sort of bring up another thing of the adoption laws in this country, in particularly that I know of. They need to be. I mean, on one hand, I understand why they're so stringent. You're giving a whole person to other people. But they need to be a little easier or a little more lax. That way, this situation, because in order to be an adoptive parent, they got to have 99 house visits and you got to make this kind of money. But meanwhile, the poorest of the poor can have all the babies they want. But the person who wants a child, thank you, Renee. If the Dems don't win, you're moving to Mars. We need you here, though, Renee. Because I guarantee you, there is a person who knows how to take care of autistic kids, and they would have took it. If you could just go and sign it over.
There are really good people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's always someone who knows. Yeah.
Without all these red tapes. I mean, like I say, I get it because you're giving the whole person to other people, but something could change. Three of Swords is where it starts, and the Page of Pentacles. So there's the heartbreak in the kid there. Four of Wands. She's detained, but this is she's gonna get a visit. I don't know by who, but it's going to start a mental breakdown. And spiritually speaking, after the visit, she will definitely not be okay. It ends in Five of Cups. There will be a lot of sorrow and a lot of regrets here with the Page of Swords as well. Whoever this visit is just destroys her whole psyche. I don't know what it is they say. I don't see them coming at her with any aggression or anything like that. Like every other card is not like that, but I think it might be a visual reminder of what it is she just did. And it's going to trigger something, and she's just going to go downhill from there, emotionally speaking. That's what I get, though.
I wonder if there's going to be an insanity plea. I keep pulling clarifiers.
Let me ask.
And I'm asking that is because the outcome card is the Two of Swords, and I'm like, okay.
She didn't know what she was doing.
Yeah, but then there are some people working together to try to. They want to make the Hierophant. They want justice. They want her. I hate to say pay, but they want justice for this little boy. But it's Nine of Wands. There's going to be a lot of, because when I got to Two of Swords, pulled some clarifiers. There's going to be a hard battle, and I'm wondering again because of this. It's hard. Insanity pleas are hard, So I'm wondering if that's what her defense is going to throw out, which makes this a harder fought case instead of it being as open and shut as they thought it was going to be.
I have here that, well, right now, Seven of Swords, she's going to keep trying to do what she can to get out of this as best she can. Kind of like trying to dodge the consequences of her actions. Mm-hmm. Now, I had 9 of Cups and 10 of Cups, and I was so confused why I had these, and I clarified them with the Devil.
Yeah.
This actually went, and then when Johnny started talking about like her, like a possible mental break, it made so much more sense.
Yeah.
Because this is the reality of what she's done. She is bound to this decision that she made. And with the Devil, like that's, I don't know how much more evil really you can get here. She mentally checks out and goes off somewhere else in her mind. And that's why there's these like happy kind of cards, kind of like pretending it's not happening. I have 6 of Swords and 10 of Wands saying she's going to try to move on, but it's going to be so hard. She's like really not going to be able to move on. I have, you know, what's going to happen like with her spiritually. I have the Justice card. She's going to have to balance this out in some way, in some lifetime, to some extent. There is now karma attached to her because of the situation. I did ask for the outcome, and this was saying 3 of Cups. Like, I really don't want to say that that means that she walks, but if she does, I have 9 of Swords. She carries that guilt for the rest of her life.
I got a 3.
This is her for the rest of her life. Yeah. It's just, she will not escape this for the rest of her natural lifetime here.
Good.
I mean.
Okay, I got one more. It's not a happy note, but I mean, the little part of me is
better one.
The pettiness is flourishing now, so I'm a little petty with this one, which is ends on a happier note for me. Does Melania want Donald Trump to win in November? I think she's not really here for this whole first lady thing. She doesn't want to stay in the White House. She wants to go live in her other house, and she wears a mask, a face covering, on the planes and in private. When she gets in public, she has to follow line and do the whole image thing and take it off. So I think she's kind of just done being the Stedford wife, and maybe she wants to go and just be the weird wife. So is she done with this thing? Does she want him to win? You pull the nice cards and see what they say.
The petty in me immediately said, hell no. She wants to go run off with her new boyfriend and live happily ever after. Her younger boyfriend.
Oh, Lord, is that what you got, Sienna?
Yeah, I got, she does not want this to go well for him. I got Knight of Swords, 6 of Swords. She wants to get the hell out of Dodge faster than you can blink.
Yeah.
She just wants to GTFO.
Oh, I love that reading, Sienna.
No.
Want to chunk them deuces.
So, on the surface, let's get the Knight. This is triumph over adversity, and this is love. So you would think, yes, she wants him to win, but no, she wants her regular life back. Because here with the Black Cat, this is something about luck changing. This is trying to move on with something else, trying to understand the things that are not understandable. Like, how does he win in the first place? Sounding like Hillary, what happened? We have the masculine, we have faith. So it looks like yes, right? But then you have discernment, like eyes are closed, let the fates decide. She wants to move on. Like she's tired. Who cares? Do you? Type of thing. She's over it. She wants to move on, but oh well.
Spirit has a sense of humor. Okay. She looks like she's putting up the good front. Yes, I look like I'm the lovers. I'm with my husband. I support him. But this has come to an end for her with the Wheel of Fortune. This cycle has completed itself. It's done. She's out. She's unhappy. She's ready to go. I pulled a oracle card, and I get today for tomorrow. So how I'm interpreting this as she's getting through today because she's looking forward to tomorrow. She wants out so bad. Yeah. See, look at that. There's even two women. They're holding hands. They're like, she's coaxing her across, kind of saying, look, if we just get through today, if we can just get through this moment, this lifetime right now, there's a brighter tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You don't have to sleep next to him tomorrow if you can just get through today.
Right.
Oh, well, we wish you farewell, you and your husband. Y'all ain't got to go home, but we would love you to get the hell out of here.
Don't let you.
We will let you leave.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can go home at any time.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Sienna and Adrian, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Thank everybody for watching. Again, if you're not subscribed to Red Lentil Healing, go and subscribe. If you are not subscribed to Sienna Rose Metaphysical, who has changed her name, I just noticed. Then
it matches my business name now.
Yes, exactly. And again, if you need Reiki treatments, you can go to Adrian or Sienna. If you need chakra healing, you can go to Adrian. If you need tarot reading, go to Sienna. So I will bid y'all adieu. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a good night.